Alright, now onto the face. First thing we got to do is select the mask. So I'm going to go here, and I'm going to go faces, and be like, yes, I want, and usually I grab, yeah, stupid skeleton. Usually I grab everything right up to the ear and over like that. Something along those lines is generally pretty good. Mask. It depends on the character. And then, so face, that's that. All head, easiest way to do this is going to be head, lashes, clips, hair, choke, hair back, eyeball, iris, iris, pupil, eyeball, sideburn, eyeball, sideburn, hair, and lip bridge, lower teeth, upper teeth, tongue, and then I check to make sure, I knew I forgot something. And I feel like that's everything. All head. Right eye is obviously right pupil, right iris, right eyeball. Left eye, left iris, left pupil, left eyeball. Upper teeth. This is why you name stuff. Lower teeth. Tongue. Eyebrow. Eyelash, and extras, we're going to grab these, put you in there, and I'm also going to put those in there just to have them. Okay, I've already checked the model, so I'm going to worry about it. The rig type's going to be joints. It is a symmetrical rig. We're using a game engine. Phonemes and emotions is fine. Advanced is interesting. You don't need this. This is if you're doing something else. And then we go to fit. At this point, I save a version. Now, this is build. Here, I'm going to change this. Face fit. And it's 19. Alright, so I'm like, okay, let's do the eyeball. And it's going to say, hey, you want to place the eyes? Yes. And what you should see, you see that? This should be bigger. Okay? So what you may have to do, because you're going to want, when you do that, is you want it to line up. See how it lines up with that? You want it to line up with the iris. So you scale it and you get it as close as you possibly can to the position of your eye. Sometimes I will hit 3 on this so I can see it. When you have non-standard eye shapes, this is where you start to run into problems. So this is supposed to be the pupil. We'll try that. We'll try that. Okay. Click on that. This is also where I start hiding joints, and so now what I'm going to do is I'm basically going to just turn everything off, or just turn joints off rather. Turn off curves, joints, and I might work just with, when I start doing the face stuff, I tend to just work like this. So it's like eyelid outer, always double check my brain, make sure I'm doing it right. Edge, clicky, it's this one. Boom. Hello, slow. Uh-oh, did we crash? It's possible. It's not that dense. Come on, people. Really? Oh, there it is. It just took it a hot minute. All right. And then a lid main. Now this one, with what you've got going on here, I might pick, nope. You need at least, so yeah, you don't have it, you didn't define your socket for your eyelid well enough. This probably should have gone back a little bit further, and you should have kind of like cupped it in, so you're gonna have some issues with your blinks. Maybe that one. Yeah, because you need at least one loop between that and the other one. It's gonna take a hot minute. All right, there we go. And then inner. Usually it wants at least 2 loops between those. So this is a little tight, but it'll probably be all right. Because essentially it's going to take this and it's going to pull it down for the blink. Yeah, you could, in terms of modeling the eye socket with the eyeballs, you could have done a little bit, I think maybe a little bit better work there. And so then you're going to get a shape like that. All right. I'm not going to add any of the extra eyeball. This is for eyebrows, right? So now lip outer. Again, I always check, make sure my brain is thinking correctly. How far do I want to go? I sort of feel like could go there. Give you enough room. That's up for debate. It's either that one or this one. I'm going to go with this one. Traditionally, I save between each one of these little blocks, but I'm not going to go there. I'll save after the lip, and then main. Usually I get the corner is how I find the main. I sort of want it to run through the middle of the lip, but you want it right there. And then on the inner, I usually try to do, so think about the loops, 1, 2, 3. I usually go 3-ish, sometimes 4-ish, depending on how much geometry or what I'm going to do with the lips. Alright, I don't need that anymore. Awesome. So I'm going to save. So this is face fit 20. Alright, now I need eyebrow inner, so I'm going to turn off my, and eyebrow inner is a vertex selection. And you can select, if you hit the arrow keys, you can move, so it's much easier to kind of pick one that way. And then eyebrow outer, so probably that one. You could go with that one, somewhere in between. I think this one's fine. And eyebrow center. And I usually do one midpoint because I find it better. I find it better to animate with. So I'm going to pick that one. Just a minute. So I've got 3 to deal with the arc. The forehead's my absolute favorite because it's a pain in the ass. And so with this one, I also do the go here. Okay. Usually, you want to go from the tear duct up. See this little star here? So you can, generally there's like a, so it's either this one over or this one over for the first one. Okay, see? It's not that star, that's the same star that you're just seeing over there. So you could go like rightish in here, right? So you're gonna pick the vert kind of on the center. All the way there. And then I always go higher than I think I will ever need. Now, where you have problems with your loops on your forehead, so you're going to get really weird geometry, is you actually didn't, you stopped the round looping right here. You should have looped up in the forehead. Look the way the forehead's meshed there a little bit better. You would have been able to get better wrinkles in the forehead and things like that, but that's not going to happen. So I'm going to pick somewhere down here, and it's going to give you a weird ass mesh, but let's see what happens. Yeah, you might have to. So they're like, yeah, I don't really like that. That doesn't work really well. What do? I want more up in here. So I uncheck. Let's say delete the forehead. Right, and then you go back into verts, and those verts should still be selected, by the way, which is really helpful. So one of the things you could do about that is it could be this selection. So I'm going to go up a little higher and see if it'll read it a little bit better. Yeah, that's a little bit better. Still not awesome. Still not awesome, but that'll work. We'll use that. All right. Now I'm going to save again, and I might just save over 20 for this point, because so far everything's been okay. Jaw pivot. Yay, the jaw pivot. This is always fun when you have this shit. So jaw pivot, again, is right about in here. It's much higher than you think it is. And then jaw corner is going to be down here. Like, where's the thingy? Jaw line. Corner. Could be one more. No, I'll leave it there. See, it's adding it. Jaw line. Ooh, he's added a new one. Nice. I'm going to think about where you want this to connect to the jaw. So maybe too low. Yeah, that's pretty good. Tricky. Yeah, that's pretty good. Let's do that. And then jawline. The jaw, the bottom of the jaw. Might be there. See how it's slightly under the jaw right before the underside of it? You might be able to go even a little lower than that. That might work. So once you do this, it changes the jawbone structure. So this is where you want to save this as 21. If you had to go back, you could. So chin crease, you need to make sure there's enough, at least 3 loops between where you put the chin crease and the lip. And what's interesting about this is throat doesn't really matter because it's not technically on the head. So what you should be able to do here is click there for throat, or 1 back. Cheek. Because here's the cheekbone where it's going to puff out from. Maybe there. Yeah, that feels right. And cheekbone. You go up from this, right? So I'm going to put the cheekbone like right there. Smile bulge, frown bulge, smile bulge, frown bulge, right? You pretty much defined that already. It's like this is the crease line, so if she smiles, it's going to come up in there. So I'm not going to put it on the star. I'm going to put it like right in here, or like, I'm probably going to put it right there. And we do the same thing for frown down here. Not that she ever frowns. Nose is the tip of the nose. It's either that one or that one. I think it's that one. Nose under. Again, you want about 3 loops. Nose corner, you don't really have nostrils, but I would argue that's probably it. And then nose side, I think, is up here. So probably there. Yeah, that'll work. And nose bridge. And nostril, and we could put it maybe there. With the tongue, so you add the tongue, all it's going to do is add these controls like this. What you need to do is line these 5 controls up with the tongue and how you want it to deform. Obviously the back's in the back. And so these, if you think about it, these are joint placements of how you want it to bend. So this is one of those things where it's like you kind of eyeball the living hell out of it. But you try not, don't grab it here, grab so that you're not moving it around. You're only moving it on the right axes. And realize that this is rotation, right? So this is where it's going to rotate from. So think about like the tip, how it's going to work. That's pretty good. Now, with your eyeballs, I don't know if this will work, but I'm going to try it because it's crazy, and we'll see. The way you have your eyeballs built, I have no idea if this will work. So I'm definitely open to trying it. So in terms of iris, I don't know if I grab the outer edge of this like that, and I say iris, if it'll in fact work. Might. And then I need to pupil. No idea if that'll work, so this could totally mess up. We'll see what happens. I tend to not do this one. Up high, mid, lows if you want to stretch the head. I don't think you're trying to do something goofy, so I don't usually add those. Okay. Next is build, so I'm going to save it as 22. And then I look at it and I was like, oh, okay, she looks scary as fuck. All right, here we go. Build face. And that's the face build. You're like, whoa. So this is what I was talking about with the eyes. You can use the control blinks, but it's going to poke through. So what you would end up having to do generally to get her to blink then is using these controls, and you're probably going to have to do some kind of weird blink, or you're going to have to, like, blinks are going to be very difficult because of the bug-eyed nature. You may need to add corrective shapes. Like, I'm not even 100% sure how to fix this, to be honest, because of the way that he has these things constrained. So you can always go to face build, but this is the thing I was worried about the most with the eyes. I do want you to notice that the eyelashes are moving with it. So you might be able to, like, sculpt around it, but it's tricky. I'm curious about the eyes though. If you click on this, I'm wondering what the squint does. It's the process. Is what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't really. Your eyes are out of the socket, so it's not designed to work that way. Let's see if the pupil worked. It did. You have to do some weight painting, but it might work. Oh yeah, you definitely. I guess you could shrink the eye this way. That's a new one. Wee! Not sure why I did that. That's all new. But okay. In terms of the jaw, that's pretty standard. And now if I turn off the the thing about this is you don't actually have to use that. You can use these, so you can get, it is, you'll notice it won't let me, it's locked on an axis. But I can use this to kind of make adjustments. Okay. In terms of jaw rotation, you will have to make some jaw weight painting issues, because you can see that the teeth are basically gone. But the good news is that you can. There is a control for the teeth, and the tongue is in there too. So you can control the upper teeth and lower teeth just to pull them out. The big question I have is any weirdnesses on the head when I rotate. Nope, doesn't look like it. That's great. And if I move it away from 0, and I do something stupid with the face. Okay. Alright. That's your face build right there. That's how you do it. Good luck. Hopefully this was helpful.